Stige Lebaka. Man maka plan manka pa mangon simfatsa skaba komplela katala.
What it do, what it does, cousin? This is the very first episode of hashtag Getting to Know. My name is Stige Lebaka. Yeah, let's get this started, shall we?
I'm only making hits, lebanta ka le ruta. A nigga working hard.
Mabitso aka ke Tsotang Tshepo Vusumzi Motlometsi. I am a 20-year-old student at MND College, which is in Pretoria, currently studying music technology, sound engineering, music production, and, keyboard technique, things like that. I am from a town called Bloemfontein, which is in the Free State. I'm the last born. Yeah, Banaba Fokotlu. My late brother, Tabang Tuto Tswanyan. My elder sister, Tepiso Motolomitz. You will know her very soon, I promise you. Caesar Likidla, my older brother, and then baby Nyana, Stige Lebaka. I know both parents. I know and love both parents, my mother and my father. The great Sidiso Motolomitz and the equally great Winnie Motolomitz. I'm a rapper, I'm a singer, I'm a sound engineer, as I mentioned. I am a performer, I'm a songwriter. My dad said I could do acting, so, I don't know. I guess I'm an aspiring actor as well. So, yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell. Yeah. I remember when I decided to do music, I was in 4th grade back in Fauna Primary School, and they had this thing, Fauna on stage, where it was like a concert, at the primary school to showcase the talent that is at the primary school. So they had this Idols edition where the edition where they had a competition in Yana, each grade, to check who the best singer was. Something like Channel Idols. So I was in competition. They actually had junior edition and senior edition. So I was in the junior edition from grade 1 to 4. They checked the students if, you could audition, and it was almost like an Idols type of thing. But anyway, I wasn't sure, but I knew I could sing at the time. I wasn't sure, though, of, my actual abilities. I knew I had a voice. They always told me, or whatever. So then when that came up, I just decided in Jogo I'm always singing, so why not just do it in front of people? And then I passed the audition stages. I actually qualified to go and perform at the concert, where it was about 9,000 people, I think 9 or 10,000 people at the but anyway, it was a whole lot of people for a young little 4th grader. So you were allowed to perform at the it was like the finale, the Fauna Primary School Idols. So I entered, I passed the auditions, and I was performing at the concert, the initial concert. And man, that environment backstage, they always ask me my favorite part about, performing. It's that split moment before backstage and before you step on stage. That moment where that moment just, and the hassle and that, just the whole environment of backstage and the whole adrenaline pump that you get from knowing that you're about to step on stage. That moment, that was the deciding factor. That's when I was like, I actually want to do this. And then I ended up winning the Idols competition. I ended up winning a little trophy. And that's when I decided that I'm actually gonna do this. And from that point on, there was no turning back, man. I couldn't see myself doing anything else. So I guess that's why I decided to pursue a career in music.
Tell me how a perfect Can somebody tell me how to get things back the way they used to be? Oh God, give me horizon. I'm down on bending knee. Ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name of Stige Lebaka. Ke a leboga, ke a le rata lotlhe. Mafia. Just whoever thought a young king like me in the long flat jacket.
Well, my biggest music influence, I'd say, is well, it comes from it stems from the family. Actually, it has to be my dad. My father used to play a whole lot of music around me and my siblings. When we go on family vacations or doing whatever, holidays, momotlung, he'd just play a whole lot of B.B. Winans and Luther Vandross, the OJs, so I got a little more. She used to play a whole lot of Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, and so the earliest music influence stemmed from there. As you can tell, I was exposed to a whole lot of R&B because my sister also was a very huge musical influence. She used to play Bo Mari. Remember that song, "You Should Let Me Love You"? She was still in high school, so it was that that hoo-ha. Bo Mari or Joe, is it the Backstreet Boys? I was heavily exposed to R&B music and soul music, which is why I feel like I can, make a soul record or an R&B record without Hosoko. I actually started off as a singer before I decided to rap. But anyway, speaking of that, my earliest hip-hop influences were, I guess you can say, 50 Cent. I've got a next door neighbor, his name is Twist. Dope rapper. So Mamela bo R&B and everything. My next door neighbor used to be a heavy hip hop fanatic. He would play 50 Cent, Eminem. So that's my early. I used to listen to him, listening and rapping along to the songs. I was like, yo, I wish I knew how to rap along to those songs. So I started listening to 50 Cent, Ja Rule, Eminem. And then it just started building until I discovered the industry that is South Africa. That's when Bono Mohanga came out. Yeah, Kulichana. I love Kulichana to bits and pieces. Bono Mohanga, that's when I actually started listening. And then Kagotlabo, aka Khotlabo, and then it started becoming what it is and what it made me. So I guess you could say I was heavily influenced by early R&B, 90s R&B, 2000s R&B. And then I digressed to hip hop, 50 Cent, Tupac, Eminem, whatever. So but in a nutshell, my musical influences come from everywhere, really. If I answered your question, yeah. Explaining my stage name is like okay. Long story short. I used to have these very juvenile rap names. I used to call myself, at some point I remember I was T-Boy, Young T. In 8th grade, my name was Scorch because my lyrics were blazing hot. Completely juvenile names. It started in 9th grade when I was sitting in class one morning, and then I had a very good friend of mine, Tato Moloi. I still owe you royalties, by the way, for giving me that name. But anyway, he came and sat next to me in class, and he was like, "We're not Stige." I was like, "Stige king, And he laughed, and the whole class laughed because it was a big joke. I was not Stige. And then I thought I didn't get mad. At the beginning, it used to irritate me, but I was like, it's just gonna pass, and it stuck. People were calling me Stige left, right, and center. Stige in high school. But I went by the pseudonym of Toxic at the time. So then I accepted the name Kakile Stage more. So one of my lyrics, in one of my earliest songs, those who've been listening to Stage from the days of It Is What It Is know this song. It's called Expectations, the intro. The initial is it Expectations? No, it's a song called Intro. It's before It Is What It Is. But anyway, there's a lyric where I say, oh no, my name was Reason at the time. Sorry man, I've got bad memory. My name was Reason at the time. So there was a lyric, Monikere, Reason Lebaka, never gave a damn about these deeds, Tabohata, something along those lines. And John came up to me one day and was like, do you know there's a reason? Like there's a rapper named Reason. I was like, no, I don't know. And then I checked them out. It was the Time Star, do it like I can. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to change my name. And then John was like, why don't you just go by the name that everybody knows you, Stage? I don't know what Stage means. He was like, why don't you go by the name that everybody knows you by? I was like, valid point. Everybody already knows me, that's Stage. So I had to change all of my lyrics. Where I said Reason, I had to say Stage. So I changed that lyric, that rhyme, to Stige Lebaka. I never gave a damn about these deeds that were hard. And when I released the song, people thought that was my name, Stige Lebaka. So in the beginning, I was Stage. When I released It Is What It Is, I went under the pseudonym of Stage. But, after It Is What It Is, when they heard Stige Lebaka, everybody started calling me Abuti Lebaka, Stige Lebaka, Papa Lebaka, So I decided to change my name. So, yeah.
I didn't know you were affected, and you gave me all of the signs, and now I miss you.
Yo, that's even a hard question for me. It's I just make music that's close to the heart and that's close to the soul, and whatever I feel like talking about or whatever I feel like making at the time, I make. So I can't really put a direct description to my music, but most of it is feel-good music. It's reality music, I guess you could call it that. Reality, it's reality music. It's things that happen on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes I wake up feeling like I'm the best rapper in the world. Sometimes I wake up feeling like I don't belong in the industry. Sometimes I wake up feeling frustrated. Sometimes I'm in love. Sometimes I want to break up. Sometimes, I want to make up. And whatever I feel at the time, I make, whether it be in production or in songwriting. Whatever I feel at the time, I make, man. So I'm a diverse artist. I can make whatever: soul, hip hop, house, R&B, a cappella, whatever. So yeah, it's hard for me to describe my music, but I guess the best description is reality music. Hashtag reality music.
Hey baby, let me give them to you. Chewing out, again I thought was Eddie Gautos. On him I thought thing it out to. I've been one that I can't for. I can't go find a now. You fool away. Let's go all together. Get out of the cold forever. I give a shit, I got my phone, give a dress, I got horada. I get on my car, keep on alignado. Keep on alignado. I done travel half of the world.
What do I hope to achieve in the industry? I think I'd like to have the influence of free will, implement free will rather. People are way too categorized, man. I feel like, but we're getting to the point where we do what we want to musically, but I feel like people are still categorized, and record labels have a huge influence in that. You have a certain image, so do a certain sound, or you have a certain texture of your voice, do a certain. I wanna break those boundaries, man. Be free and be real. I want people to be real. Excuse me. Talk about whatever's going on. Be real, man. We have enough. We have enough rappers going Versace, man. It's nice. It's just monotonous. It's just, we all have different stories. And imagine if all of us told our story as authentic as possible, the music industry would be so much better. But we're getting to that point. So what I'd like to do is implement the principle of free will in music. Do whatever you feel like doing, say whatever you feel like saying, as long as it's in the bounds of Ubuntu, man. Don't just go off on people. But that's another story for another day. The concept of free will in music. Yeah. I'd like to have that type of influence in the game. Definitely Kulichan. Without a shadow of a doubt, Kulichan. Without a shadow of a doubt, Kulichan. Kuli, Casper's. I'd love to work with Casper. Casper, aka obviously. The Soil. I'd like to work with The Soil. This is gonna sound weird, but Thandiswa Mazwai, that woman can sing, Amanda Black. I'd like to work with Amanda. Ice Prince Zamani's dope. Who else? Internationally, I'd love to work with Pharrell Williams, I'd love to work with Pharrell, man. So yeah, there are a lot of names. I love collaborations, man. I really love collaborations.
Right now, me and my niggas out here living the dream right now. We living the dream right now.
I actually started this foundation, or this cause, I guess you can call it. It was, I think, a month ago. It's called the Better Than Blessed Foundation, where I dedicate a portion of my money to help specifically the homeless, the homeless, or the ones about demonstrating, whatever, I just feel like there's a whole lot of homeless and hungry people in South Africa, in every single city you go to, in South Africa alone, that is, so I have this dream of building a homeless shelter with proper facilities, to accommodate to Baba homeless, and hopefully nationwide, you know what I mean? But we have to start small. So I've decided to start this whole campaign where I dedicate, or I contribute a portion of my money to help the homeless and the hungry. I was in a meeting the other day where we discussed organizing a soup kitchen for homeless people. Started in Pretoria and then bring it to Bloemfontein, and then we'll see from there. But yeah, basically mainly homeless people, man. I'd love to help the homeless and the hungry in this country and around the world.
Get it right,
Grammy award winning, multi-platinum recording, international superstar, voice of the voiceless. The works, man. The works. I want to be as successful as I can. I want to be as successful as I can, but not stop with success. Exceed the level of success and become great, And I want to exceed the level of greatness as well and be happy,
Put your hands, baby. Entertainment at you. I'm feeling sorry for the nigga that don't know what to do. You better move. So get to Nanny, I'm about to shoot. They go for the old and they go for the youth. And Guana, Murata Tawaka, Rapapapa, Murata Tawaka, Rapapapa. And Guana, Murata Tawaka, Rapapapa, Murata Tawaka, Rapapapa. This is the you gotta let go, be free, go stamp your visa. Barele fate la fela, wena bona, msi mañana wamo Afrika. You gotta let go, be free, go stamp your visa. Barele fate la fela, your hands in the air. Wherever like you just don't matter.
And if I ship him out, don't happen to body the blesser, 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 blesser. When you're a young black independent woman, bajo teja, teja, teja. But never mind those girls, I'll be the first to say you go, girl. It's your house, your car, those are your pearls. It doesn't matter what they think about your world. Quarterback cover that you're going with the flow, but how you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Come on, baby. Tell me, that's a very valid question. Behaving like an adolescent, but after all, this is for all of you.